how to come out on top with any situation in life when circumstances not in your favour. Now, men, the other day, I went into the shop to pick up a few bits and pieces for my lunch, right? Because I never prepped my food for that specific day. Now, when I was in the shop, I walked down the aisle where there were sweets in there. I never picked up anything in the aisle, but I was just walking down the aisle to get to the place that I needed to get to. And something caught my eye, right? It was a blue packet of M&Ms. Now, the reason it caught my eye, and I had this feeling of nostalgia run through my whole fucking body, because when I was in high school, I'm trying to think, maybe 14, 15 years old, I can't remember what year I would have been at that year, right? In fact, the whole of my high school, this can relate to, but those 2 or 3 years specifically. Now, when I was in high school, I didn't get given any money, okay? We never really had it, so I never really had any money to go to the shops for lunch and things like that. But what I did have is, I had this lunch card that the school put £2 in every day. Now, that £2 never added up or accumulated. It just reset to £2 every single day. Now, the issue with that, right, was it was only £2. So I had a choice to either pick my breakfast for that day when I arrived in the morning, but before the bell, or pick my lunch. I couldn't get both because that never covered enough for me to eat breakfast and lunch at school. Now, all my pals and all the people in my year, most of them at least, had all their foods prepped, right? They had money that they brought in. So when they went to the supermarket across the road, they could have got majority of the things that they wanted, okay? The snacks, the sweets, the crisps, the baguettes, the sandwiches, right? And I was always left there with fuck all, right? Because I bought my breakfast in the mornings sometimes. On the odd occasion, I never even used my card, right? Because I could not be arsed waiting in the line for the school lunches, okay? Because they weren't the greatest anyway. Now, I took matters into my own hands. Now, what I done, right, is I decided to fucking go into the shops and steal my lunch, right? And the top end stuff that all the kids were eating in our year was the blue packet M&Ms, because they were the real deal. They must have cost about £2.50, which was fucking expensive, okay? And I was sick and tired of not having anything for lunch, right? And seeing everyone else having all the top end stuff, right? So I took fucking matters into my own hands and started to steal my lunch every single day. Now, I would steal anything I could get my hands on, okay? All the sweets, all the chocolates, all the juices, and that turned into a habit. And the more of this story, right, is not for you to fucking go out and steal. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, if you find yourself in a circumstance that is unfavourable, where you feel you want more of life, then you have to fucking go and get it. Now, the reason I've got the discipline that I have today, that's unstoppable, by the way, and I can admit that, is down to my childhood. It's down to the things that I've been through. It's down to the little scenarios like that add up over time, because I was sick and tired of being given the shit end of life. I was sick and tired of being looked down upon. And I was sick and tired of feeling like I was worthless. Now, obviously, as I've grown and developed over the years, and I've really started to develop and mature and really walk towards the man that I want to be, after many failed attempts, after many shortcomings, all these wee small scenarios that I've been through have really molded my mind, my beliefs, and gave me the ability to go after life. To go after life no matter what. Because I was forced to go after life through circumstance. Now, there was points in my time in my life where circumstance broke me for years and years and years. Right? I always thought, why me? Why have I had to go for this specific thing? Why do I have to feel this way? Why am I getting these results? Why am I looking out to the outside world and he or she's doing better than me? Why can I not be like that? Now, that constant state, right, and living in that constant way is not going to get you to the level that you want to be at. Now, when I started to work on myself years after this, okay, And when I had enough of feeling at rock bottom, and my mental health was at the lowest it could ever have got, it was these small moments in life where I was able to develop that go-getter attitude, but put it into the right things. And the right things to put it into is my development. Now today, I've got my own business, my own coaching program. I'm an online coach with our program, The Leader 365. We help men champion their 30s into the best year of their life and build a championship mentality and defeat weak habits, distractions, routines, and really reclaim their strength, confidence, and discipline. I'm also a boxer. I train relentlessly, 6 days a week, train multiple times per day. My focus is undeniable, and I'm committed to the game of life. Now, for me to have this level of self-discipline, it did not come easy. I was not born like it. I was not always like this. It's something that was forced upon me through life's challenges. And the life challenges that I speak about, men, is what this channel is based upon. Raw life, raw wisdom, raw knowledge that you cannot buy in a book, that is only learned through hardship, challenges, difficulties, but also an understanding of how your mind works and a better understanding of how life works each and every day, and applying that into daily actions to try and get better results in your life. Now, men, what I want you to do is, if you're watching this, I know you're not getting the results that you want. Do not bullshit me, okay? Your confidence is not where you want to be, where you want it to be at. Your income is not where you want it to be at. Your attitude is pish poor. You're not in the shape that you want to be in. You've maybe got health issues. Maybe your mental health isn't at the level you want to be at. And you don't view yourself the way that you want to view yourself. Now, what it is that you have to do? Truly, what do you have to do? I need you to look back on your life, all the small scenarios that you've been through, all the major scenarios that you've been through, and pick out the points in time where you came out on top. When you thought life had you fucking destroyed. When life had you backed into a corner. That moment you're able to overcome it and really take life on. Because it's these moments where you can build that self-trust with yourself. And I get it. I know what it's like to be at rock bottom. I know how difficult it is to even get out of your bed and do the basic things. And I know that you want to improve your fitness, your nutrition, your training. But for you to truly do that, we need to get out of this rut. And we need to understand how important you building a legacy is for yourself, for your mum, for your family, and being the best man that you possibly can be. Because I'm unstoppable and I know that, right? The things that I've been through, they could have defeated me, conquered me, destroyed me. And they did many times. But I persevered and I get back up regardless on how I felt. And I built strong, effective character along the way. And I'm proud to say it because character is something the world is missing today. And men are missing character today. Majority are missing character. Only a few are really committed to the game of life. And this is what I'm talking about in my channel. I want you to elevate your fucking standards. I want you to be the best men that you possibly can be. For yourself, but for your family and your legacy. Because you have a very important duty here on during this time. And you can have a huge impact in your life. Now again, me looking back on life's situations, circumstances, I can see now why I clearly have the discipline that I have right now. Because life forced me to have the discipline. If I never built the discipline, I would have been destroyed. Life would have destroyed me. I would have been broken. And it's as simple as that. So men, ponder on it. What qualities do you need to develop? What situations did you bounce back from in life? Now, if this story resonated or if anything hit home, let me know in the comment section below. We've got a big announcement soon. We're dropping something before the end of the month, and it's called the Leaders Circle. More information will be out soon, and it's on. I've dropped some information out on my email list today. Make sure you get access to my email list on the link description below. And when the leader circle's out, trust me, this is something you want to get your hands on. And the information that we discuss inside the leader circle is going to be the best out there. But check the description below. Stop fucking about with your potential and check back on your life and find out the times where you're able to overcome circumstance. Okay, and it's as simple as that. Any questions, drop them in the comments section.